My general manager last night asked me a very, very important question. Is a hot dog looked upon as being a sandwich? Whoa, that's a pretty good question. Now, according to the biggest chefs in the world, the answer is yes, due 100% to the structure of the meat and the bread. But there are others who argue, claiming it doesn't include 2 slices of bread. Well, what about pizza? 1 slice. Not going to happen. The experts say it's a spin-off of the sandwich. Well, if 2 sides have to come together with something in the middle, what about an Oreo cookie or an ice cream sandwich? Believe it or not, a Boston court ruled in 2006 that a sandwich has to include 2 slices of bread. It doesn't include tacos, burritos, or quesadillas. A sandwich is in a world of its own, designed by an imagination willing to explore so many different layers of flavor. I mean, look at the Reuben, right? But don't compare it to a sub sandwich. Again, there aren't 2 slices of bread, even if you cut it in half. It's just that roll with all that junk in the middle. Just because there's bread and meat doesn't mean it qualifies as an old-fashioned mom-made sandwich. Hey, it's Arrow. This is The Daily Mess, a chronological walk through an everyday world. I am a daily writer. I'm a silent wolf. I sit on the sidelines and I watch. I listen. I study. I walk with and I walk through. Then we create a conversation. This is The Daily Mess. How often does the average person think about where we are in history? A former president is on trial. 3 huge wars showing absolutely no sign of peace. Inflation haunts the daily grind, and people with government EBT cards are eating better than those who can pay their bills. My family in Montana, the 1960s and 70s, we grew up in a very extremely small home in Montana, eating government cheese, getting things from the Salvation Army, and mixing powder together to create, they said it was milk. It didn't taste like it, but they said it was milk. We didn't have a magic card to purchase steaks, crab legs, and unexplainable amounts of chips and salsa. Why are we working so hard today if having dinner can just be handed to us? With so much research and data available, is anyone looking into what people are buying with those magic cards? I mean, going to McDonald's used to be affordable. It was like a fine dining experience when I was a kid in Montana. Do they take EBT cards? Because of my childhood, I can't see myself doing this, to apply for it or to lie to get one. See, I was that kid that wore the shoes with holes at the tip. That was my image as a kid. Waffle stompers that we picked up at some little place where they were just giving out clothes. Today, I work 5 different jobs. Why? Because I don't want to go back. How often does the average person think about where we are in history? If we could just observe history the way that it is and not how we're pretending or how we want to buy our way into a great moment, we are going to become even more blind. We're already not listening. Look at how many earbuds are out there. People are locked and lost in their own worlds, and you try to have a conversation, and you're wasting all of your air to form a word. Repeating history is going to happen more and more every day if we don't pay attention to where we are in history. Where we are right now is so important because decisions are being made because we've been given everything else. We'll just give them something. They'll go away. And then we'll make the decision. Pay attention. It's changing, and you don't want to be left behind. I'm Arrow, and that's The Daily Mess.